Hello and welcome to Council Recap, where we take the contents of the City Council meetings and give you the breakdown. I'm Jennifer Murillo. The meeting started with two presentations. The first presentation was by the organization Stray Cat Alliance. They presented their organization and discussed the services they offer, such as free spay and neutering services to underprivileged areas. The organization hopes to inform residents of Hawthorne with alternatives to sheltering cats. Next, the council presented a proclamation to OneLegacy Ambassador Rena Shinglings for the organization's work and efforts to bring awareness to the need of organ donations. The council proclaimed April 2015 as DMV Donate Life California Month. Resolution number 7694 approved the amendment that elected officials will receive a $200 a month stipend and no receipts will be accepted for reimbursement of gas money. Resolution number 7699 authorizes the submittal of grant application to the Department of Resources, Recycling and Recovery, CalRecycle. This resolution will allow for various grant programs in the city in efforts to reduce, recycle, and reuse solid waste generated in the state. The City of Hawthorne entered a grant agreement with CalRecycle for implementation of grants. Resolution number 7703 was approved to ratify the receipt of a $25,000 grant for the Urban Initiative. This funding comes from the Urban Area Security Initiative, which addresses the unique planning, organization, equipment, training, and exercise needs of high-threat, high-density urban areas and assists in building an enhanced and sustainable capacity to prevent, protect against, mitigate, respond to, and recover from acts of terrorism. The City of Hawthorne accepts the $25,000 under the 2014 UASI grant, with submitted and approved proposals of prospective medical equipment and supply purchases intended to be used during the course of the grant period. During the proposed mid-year summary of the fiscal year 2014-2015, Council reviewed the budget to date and staff made several recommendations of transferring funds. Staff recommended a transfer of investments between custodian to enhance investment earnings. The City of Hawthorne has a $1.2 million in investments portfolio that was not providing any return, and transferring funds to multi-bank securities would provide an investment earning of approximately $15,000 annually. Council approved the transfer. Staff also recommended to transfer $62,600 from Special Payout Fund to General Fund expenditures, as there were funds of unanticipated special payout requests that were in the fiscal year revenue estimates. The transfer of $4,906 from city-sponsored events will aid the impact departments had for a portion or all lost revenue associated with special events where City Council waived fees. During the ordinance part of the meeting, Ordinance number 2086 approved the proposed amendment, which places responsibility on the private property owners to keep the alleys and public right-of-ways bordering their properties free of trash, ensuring safe travel for pedestrians and car traffic. It also defines what makes something a problem and declares what is a public problem by failure of a property owner to keep their portion of the alley, street, or parkway clean of garbage and trash. Code enforcement staff would use the code enforcement tools in this ordinance to address such violations. Ordinance number 2089 approved the code amendment that will permit daycare in commercial zones. Only sites with parking sufficient for each daycare staffing needs will be considered, and sites must have either appropriate handicap parking available or room for dropping off and picking up. Daycare usage will be brought up as an item in a future meeting. Ordinance number 2090 approved the ban on curb painting, stenciling, or other marking of street or house numbers on curbs or other portions of the street, with minor exceptions. During the City Manager's consent calendar, City Council approved the police purchases of 2 crucial units that will handle daily processing of evidence and have come to the end of their life use: the fingerprint chamber and secure evidence drying cabinet. The City Council approved the joint purchase of a scanner that will be used to both scan and plot major traffic collision and crime scenes, as well as conduct precise engineering surveys for public work projects. The 3D scanner by Leica Geosystems will be purchased, as it's the only one that has all the technical capabilities necessary to serve both departments. There will be no impact to the general fund, as purchase will be made between the police and public work departments. Public Works will be using $50,000 from the non-gas tax street fund, and the police department will pay the remaining $55,902.75 under the authority of the police chief via monies incumbent in the police department's assets forfeiture account. Furthermore, the council also discussed adopting a comprehensive city policy responding to nonprofit organizations' requests for the waiver of fees of partial or total. This includes the use of Memorial Center, elected officials' discretionary fund, and the city-sponsored or city community events. Lastly, the council discussed directing the IT division to research and study the pros and cons of contracting an internet service provider in order to supply free Wi-Fi along Hawthorne Boulevard with the ultimate goal of advertising such services. Thank you for joining us for Council Recap. Remember, you can watch City Council meetings in their entirety at www.cityofhawthorne.org/council-videos. See you next time.